This is the J-Hawks Sports Network, powered by Heartland Technology.
We are set up for another night of high school football, and for once, we've got two different guys in the press box that have not had a chance to be in here just yet. Nate Clayberg and Jason Pilcher joining you from the Lorraine Sabres press box right here on the J-Hawks Sports Network. And, Coach, we're a little delayed coming on. We went on Facebook Live a little bit, but rain has held back the schedule. We were kind of trying to wait to go on so we didn't have to go off because of a potential storm cell south of here, but hopefully it doesn't materialize.
So hopefully everything stays south of us or away from us. Hopefully we get the game in because it's tougher and tough to get things scheduled, especially with referees and stuff to try to get back for a game. So hopefully we get the game in.
So as we get set for high school football tonight, under the lights, in the rain, and again, that's something that's been very unusual for this season. You haven't even practiced in it, as Jesup will come out of the gates right away with the kickoff return.
Good return.
And Nick Moore.
Nick
Moore gets a chance to return that. That'll be his fourth return of the year. He's been averaging about 9-10 yards per carry.
Yeah, that was a pretty good return there. It was kicked to about the 12, and so he got about a 15-yard return on that. So that was a pretty good job.
Just about that ball on the 27-yard line. Again, thanks for everybody joining us on the J-Hawks Sports Network tonight, and I imagine we'll get quite a few people joining in that didn't want to get the parkers or the umbrellas out tonight.
I'm guessing people around the Marshalltown area, looking over there, they got a pretty, I don't want to say low numbers in crowd, but it's, it's a tough, travel, and then plus with the weather, like we'll drive all the way up there, get a delay, or the game, something happens, turn around, go right back down towards Marshalltown, so.
Well, we had to do it last week, and we'll have to do it again here to some of these big road trips, and that's kind of where this district has ended up this year, is to really make some guys travel a little bit.
A little high snap to Treptow, and he just barely get the ball to Vanderwerf. So just right back to the line of scrimmage.
One thing with Vanderwerf, he's just consistent, just keeps chipping away at it.
He does. He's a kid that, the last couple of years he's battled through some injuries, especially football and wrestling. With that, I think it was a foot injury. But he is, a pound for pound, he's a tough kid. He's a tough kid to get down once he gets momentum going. Yeah,
he's been averaging just about 3 yards per carry. But he just keep chipping away at it.
Got about 3 there, so it brings up about 7. They're down at about 7, so he got about, right at his average, about 3 yards on that one.
Got rain coming down pretty steady.
Yeah. If it wasn't for a Friday night, we'd all be, praying, we'd be praising this. But, it just happens to be on Football Friday night.
Okay, ball on that 30-yard line, 11 minutes. Treptow will duck it, and he's going to get taken down about 5-6 yards behind that line of scrimmage, looks like.
It was right. You just couldn't get past that first line of scrimmage. You got to break those guys. You probably could have got a pretty good gain, but good pursuit for West Marshall.
So bring on the punt team, and they've switched some things up, have brought Treptow in last game to get the honors on that special team. The coach likes the way, the style that he's been able to punt. Preston Youngblood, Preston Youngblood had those honors early on.
Mm-hmm. Plus, it keeps the defense a little bit more on the honest side because knowing your quarterback's back there punting.
Yeah, spot on. You don't know if it's a question on a 4-yard play or something like that. And
exactly.
You very well may see a trick play come out like that.
It was good to punt there. It was about a 35-yard punt, no return.
So West Marshall in the black helmets, white jerseys, black pants with the black and yellow numbers. Jesup all blues on their home. And been pretty consistent wearing that uniform style here when they've been on the road and are actually at home and then all whites on the road.
All whites on the road. So, here's Marshalltown. West Marshall, we haven't really played them much of anything that I can recall. And then we'll go a little bit dive right in. No gain. Almost looks like they must right at the line of maybe got a little bit. It seems like spot from the going back a little bit, but very little gain there.
So bring in second down.
Going by their stats, I don't think they throw the ball a whole lot, just seeing what their stats are of bound. But it looks like more of a running attack team.
Second down and 9. Quarterback Carson Davis And that shotgun, and he'll do the quick handoff, and there's a scamper breaking a number of tackles.
Going for
Ben
the ball.
Gonzalez on his way past the 30, just shy of the 25.
Yeah, right there, it looked like Kale Schissel was trying to strip the ball out of there so to make the tackle, which was a good play. He's already got the big gain, but try to punch that ball out. Got it off the left side, picks up a big gain for West Marshall on the first down.
So we'll move those chains. And you're in weather like this, you are there's a piece of your brain that starts thinking.
Yeah, he's trying to get,
almost as a distraction that you have to kind of move away from. 1st and 10. Again, breaking through it. There's Gonzalez, the junior. He's been averaging 3.6 yards per carry coming into tonight, and that will go up with that long carry he had. His longest this year has been 14 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Actually, 2nd down and
he's calling the officials. I think maybe there's a lightning
6.
strike. He just saw him push the guys off the field. So they're clearing the bench. They're clearing the field, so I'm guessing one of them saw a lightning strike.
Yeah, so they were pointing off to the north, maybe it looks like. So we are just into this one in Jesup as the jerseys run for shelter. And, we still have 9 minutes to go. But, Jason, I guess we haven't had a chance to do football together. We got volleyball game in this past week, and there'll be another one coming up this week. As homecoming is next week. And this team, I guess we'll spend a few minutes here, Anthony, talking about this, and then we can also roll that interview we had with Coach McMartin here in just a little bit to occupy some time. But, this team a lot different than what it was last year. But all the experience they had from last year are going to pay dividends this year with those young kids.
It is exactly right. Jacob, McMartin, it wasn't that long ago. He was out here playing himself.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Not too long ago. I remember seeing him out there playing. Very, a guy that's really passionate about the kids and teaching and playing football. And you could see the numbers, how they, we've seen the steady rise of kids coming out. We have a fresh soft team, a JV team, and a varsity team. So we've got 3 levels. We probably haven't had that for a long time. We're doing pretty well. The last week's score didn't probably reflect that, but that happens in football. Hudson was a game that we were in it right to the end. We had a really good first half. Second half, we just couldn't put the, we had a pretty long drive, a couple penalties, and could have won that game. Could have gone. That was a 50-50 game, and we just were on the, losing end. Yeah,
the one was tough from last week, and we'll talk about it. We'll hear Coach McMartin talk about it here just shortly, and we'll play the pregame that I had put on the Facebook page for J-Hawks Sports Network. But 50-7, they really did not come off the bus, ready to go. Coming into that environment, sounds like a pretty cool environment with turf field and a relatively brand new facility that and a brand new place that you're not used to being. That can throw you.
They can throw you. But just one of those things. You've got to adapt, and you've got to the element. It was a nice place, and we just didn't come ready to play, and that's kind of on the being maybe we're a little bit young. You need to mature a little bit, and hopefully they learn from that.
Well, let's. I guess
saw another lightning strike.
Did you see another? Well,
yeah.
Yeah. Now we hear the thunder finally coming in a little bit. But last week when you look at PCM Monroe and Jesup, 50-7 was that final. Ryan Treptow had 17 attempts, 7 completions, 33 yards total passing, 70 yards on the ground. He had with that 1 touchdown. He was the leading rusher as well, but Cale Shizzle continues to be the receiver to go to. He only ended up with 19 yards last week off of 4 catches. But Kyle Bucknell, that's a couple of those players that I just talked about weren't on last year's team and came out as seniors. And Bucknell has really stepped up defensively from behind that line.
Yeah, exactly. If you see that kid up close, you can tell that he's been in the jack. He's been in the weight room. He's about as wide as he is tall. He's put a lot of time in that weight room, and you can tell. He's beefed up a lot, and he's pretty strong. And hopefully it plays dividends here on the football field this year and the wrestling mat, come up this year.
Well, we are going to step away, and we're going to go ahead and roll the interview I did earlier today with Coach Jesup McMartin, since we are just into this one, just about 3 minutes in. Jesup basically four and out or off, and just had West Marshall getting started before the lightning was shown, and officials said go to the locker rooms.
Exactly.
All right, here's a chance to listen to head coach Jesup McMartin on our pregame show during the game. All right, welcome to the pregame show as we get a chance to visit with the head coach Jesup McMartin. And Coach, hard to believe, but we are pushing halfway through this 2023 season, your first campaign. Where we're sitting right now, coming into game 2 of district play after last week. I guess just a reflection right now where you're at before we get into recapping from what happened last week. Just where you feel you're at right now.
Yeah, I feel honestly after this week, I feel like we're in a really good spot as a team as a whole. Mentally, physically, I feel like our kids are really focused. They are still locked in and ready to go and putting in a lot of good work every single day. We have a great group of kids who want to work hard, who want to be successful, who want to push their limits, and that hasn't wavered. So I feel good.
Well, as we get into tonight and a little change in schedule with no sophomore game tonight, just because of rain and see what the conditions are going to hold here to move forward for this varsity game. Weather's been pretty good relatively so far this season, so it was bound to happen eventually that you were going to get a wet night and when the temperature starts changing. But let's rewind. Big bus trip last week going down to PCM down near Moreau. Sound like that game, the score doesn't really tell the story. That maybe one quarter they got you, but you guys were right in it for the rest of the 3 during that game. Talk about that.
Yeah, I would say we weren't ready to play a football game, to be honest. And they're a really good team, and that's nothing knocking them. Like they're the best team we've seen all year, and we knew that was going to be the case going down there. But the frustrating part for kids and coaches is going back and watching film and just seeing how much we just gave them in the first 8 minutes of that game with our own error, with our lack of physicality, mental mistakes. Our first 3 offensive plays, we had everything we wanted. We just had 1 or 2 big screw-ups on each play and ends up being a 3 and out, and then we give them the ball at midfield and kind of the same story on defense. We weren't ready to play a football game, and that was disappointing. Our kids were disappointed in that, and they knew that. They talked to us coaches about it after the game, how they felt they weren't ready to do what they needed to do. And I would say us as coaches probably weren't ready too for that moment in that game after that road trip. So, it was frustrating, but our kids responded really well this week. We had an amazing week of practice. That first quarter, we spotted them 29 points in like 8 minutes. And most of it on our own error. I can handle getting beat. That running back is very good. I can handle if you're in the right spot and somebody just beats you here or there. That's going to happen. But we just continually put ourselves in the wrong spot. And that's what got us early.
So how did you recover coming out of that first quarter, or can you really go back to that one point? You're like, you got the guys together and light bulbs went on, emotions maybe went away and said, let's finish this game the way we came in here to do. Can you pinpoint that and what kind of you said to be a catalyst for that, or what took place?
I don't know if I can pinpoint a moment, but some of the conversations with the kids was, hey, let's refocus here on what we do and how we do it. And at one point it was, let's have a little pride. We came in this game without any, honestly, and that's how it started. Let's have a little pride, do what we do, focus, communicate, finish plays, and we'll be fine. And we're going to do our stuff and see what comes out at the end of it. So we got some good things going there. Second quarter had a nice drive. At halftime we were averaging 6 yards a carry running the football. But that's with 3 first quarter drives where we didn't move it at all because we kept screwing up and we kept hurting ourselves. And so that killed us. It really did.
When you look at coming at a 1-3 record into tonight, again coming off that 50-7 loss last week, Treptow, had a rough day, I guess, where it was, but he's been averaging, when you look at so far 306 yards in passing on the season, leading in rushing where he's at with 322. I had to think last week they're keying in on him, but I got to think that's what West Marshall's thinking too as you come in tonight. Yep. And the Trojans coming at 1-3. Talk about that team. West Marshall has some deep history with some success in football. The 1-3 mark might be deceiving, but your 1-3 mark, I think, is deceiving as well.
Yeah. I would say, like you said, West Marshall has a ton of good history in football. I told the kids that in our meeting Monday. Like, if you're in like high school football circles in Iowa and you said West Marshall, they're like, oh yeah, that's a good program. They've done a lot of good things. I know for sure they have at least one state title under their belt. Last year they had an outstanding season. I think it was 9-1, and their one loss was to Wahlert deep in the playoffs. I think maybe a 1-score loss even. I can't remember exactly, but they graduated a ton of seniors. And I think their 1-3 is deceiving in the fact that they had to figure themselves out a little bit. They graduated 10 of 11 starters on offense. Of kids that probably I would assume started 2 or 3 years for them in that program. Played some good teams early on, and they're gonna be a physical, disciplined football team, and that's who they are. That's who they've always been, and that's why they've had their stretch of success that they've had. So they're a running team. They don't throw the ball very much. I would say similar to us in that we throw the ball more than them for sure, but they want to establish that run, and they're gonna be downhill and physical. We match pretty evenly size-wise. But yeah, I would say they're hungry to roll through district here after their non-district schedule and the losses they took.
I kind of get a sense that they've really had to make some adjustments, maybe from who they were game one of the personnel. But that's familiar, right? That's familiar from your position too of who's getting the ball, who's tackling the ball, and some of the aspects there. I guess talk through that. Some similarities again.
Yeah, so they're interesting. And it's kind of cool because I think they've been established for so long that they can do some of these things because they've done a little bit of some different things over the years. But some of their offensive sets have drastically changed throughout the games that they've played this season. And you can tell, I guess you don't know for sure because you're an outsider, but from an outsider's perspective, I think part of that is them figuring themselves out and who they have. And so it's kind of morphed into something that looks similar to our offense, but also they'll go under center in the old Maryland I with 2 fullbacks and a running back, and, tight ends in the game. And that's how they kind of started the year. So they've kind of morphed through that, figuring out who they are. They had a center change, I think 2 games ago, moved some guys around. You can tell they're trying to hit their stride and figure out who they are as a team.
Well, I guess the big focus right now or distraction is you're going to have some wet conditions. Either the rain's going to stop or it's going to keep going, but the field's going to be wet. But, at this point, it's one of those things you haven't had to really practice in the rain. We haven't had that yet. So this is unusual too, I guess, when you come into it. But talk about when you get those guys in the locker room or in the shed and you're trying to go out and get ready. I guess what are you telling these guys to just look past the rain?
Yeah, I think you don't want to look past it, but you have to a little bit. And I think the biggest takeaway is the margin of error in games like this is a lot tighter because the mistakes are going to be a lot bigger when you make them. When the conditions aren't great. And so to make sure our guys are focused on doing the little things right, and we talked about having no doubt that you deserve, you've earned a right to play in good football games and win football games and win the plays, right, and win the block and do your job. And we talked to our kids last night about that. We've earned that right. Whether it's raining, whether it's sunshine, we just have to stay focused on doing those things every single play and winning our moments. It was at Kirby Smart talked about that last week, Georgia's coach, right? They were down, can't remember the score at halftime. He's like, you don't have to win the half, just win the moment. Win the moment, we'll be okay. So, yeah, getting them focused and ready to go there.
Well, with the cancellation of the sophomore game, kickoff is set for 7:30 tonight, and moving the Wall of Fame I guess, recognition to halftime. So there'll be a lot of former alums back, either from the multiple sports that they've earned that honor from Jesup over the last year. So that'd be good to have them on hand, rain or no rain. But Coach, good luck tonight, and go after the Trojans.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, head coach. All right, welcome back on the J-Hawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. We are done with the rain delay, as I don't even know what time it was that we stopped action. It was 7:40, something like that, probably. We'll get Jason Pilcher back on here on the mic, as we had to get him a new one since his ended up being wet. I forgot I left the window open when rain was happening. And we are set to go. We appreciate everybody sticking around. That's following along on Facebook Live or on YouTube, as it is 2nd down and 8. We've talked about this, and we've got 8:58 set on the clock here in Jesup tonight as we kick things back off at 10 o'clock.
It's going to be a little short of the first down.
So we're going to see what this has done. I'm going to guess that we probably had at least an inch of rain in the last couple hours. I know at least a half to 3/4 of an inch for sure, but there were some pretty hard rainfalls that we had, and this field's going to get some work tonight.
It's going to get some work, but actually the field right now doesn't look too bad. There's no puddles really in it right now, so I mean, you can see some a little bit, but it's actually not terribly bad right now.
Yeah, you kind of see some brown areas where it's lined in, where they were doing some warm-ups here before things got going. But looking right now at 3rd down and 4, and there's a slip, and the knee goes down.
I think he's going to get the first down, though. He slipped right at the marker, so I think he's going to pick up the first down.
Carson Davis on the keeper.
Or no, he's going to be short.
It's going to be shy, and I'm going to say they make the effort at it. We're at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he turned the corner, and he just slipped right there, and I thought he was a little bit more to the marker, but they marked him a little bit short, so he's about 4th and 2.
Substitutions coming in from each sideline.
Go for a sneak, and they're going to push him on through.
They will get that past that 15-yard line, probably stop up about 14, and that'll be a first down for West Marshall and the Trojans.
You might see that play a little bit more tonight, even on that little quarterback sneak. If it stays, wet like this, instead of the quarterback trying to hand the ball off, you run into some fumbles.
Getting underway here. It's just first quarter as you're maybe joining us back on. Little movement in the backfield, and our first flag of the game.
First flag.
It's a very young game yet, even though it's the clock has taken a while.
Yeah, back him up 5 yards.
So the rain, I believe, has stopped. We've got a breeze coming out of the north. Clock will roll here, 7:13 to go first quarter. And Wall of Fame inductions move to homecoming next week as the cheer squad or the cheer clinic, I imagine they'll try and
I would guess
see if they can work that in next week as well.
And the lightning strikes I'm seeing right now, I guess we're not
talking about that, Jason, apparently. Just keep that way to the east. There's a carry by Carson.
Is going to get about
stack up right in there is Ryan Treptow on the defensive side of the ball.
A little bit of a counter play, quarterback counter to fake the going to the right. Well, actually going to be a loss on the play.
2nd down and 11. Students coming back out. Some parents still here.
A few parents, and I'm guessing a lot of volleyball girls probably. I'm guessing since they play. I think they got to be in Decorah tomorrow. Yeah.
I guess the rain is started up again.
Yeah,
so
starting to rain up a little bit again.
A little steady stream of rain.
Ooh.
It looked like it'll jump on that line of scrimmage.
I don't know if we crossed. We came up, got into that gap, and just enough to between the Garden Center to have a false start. So that's been 2 penalties so far this first quarter at 10:04.
Yeah. So some discipline on that Jesup defense to really hold back and allowing West Marshall, their second flag of the series. Second down, 16. Again, we just got back going again here at 10 o'clock tonight.
Pass.
Go in the air, wide open, and out of reach.
Yeah, I think that had been out of the end zone anyway. Right.
So good coverage.
Back marker.
William Schutte. Keep an eye on that. And that coverage in the backfield.
Brings up 3rd and 16. The passing game might now, since if they can keep the ball a bit dry with the traction on the field, you might see a little bit more passing, on their end. And I don't know, they don't see on stat-wise, they don't throw the ball a whole lot, but they may try throwing the ball a little bit more in this situation.
There's a shotgun. Carson, handoff in that backfield, and
he's going to go.
That back continues to just scamper. Ben Gonzalez, the junior, 190 pounds, 5'8".
Going to take right. He got to the line of scrimmage, so that brings it 4th and 16. I think they're going to try a field goal. Yeah, they're trying a field goal. They're bringing out the.
And you really want to get your footing down on
that's
this.
Right here. This is going to
really
be interesting to see. This is one of those things you almost say, hey, give him a free try, but the lefty's going to try it, high snap, and it's going to be the left. No good.
Yeah. So, with 5:03 to play in the first quarter, as we're back playing football in Jesup, field goal is no good.
No good, wide left.
So that will place Jesup at their own 18-yard line, and they will get their second chance to see what they can do with their offense. Ryan Treptow at quarterback, looking to that sideline for the play call as McMartin down along that sideline, getting that nod. He talked last week when I interviewed him about really connecting with Treptow and really trying to start charting plays that he feels comfortable with his team and what they can accomplish, and talk about a nice
little run
set
there,
of yards coming through for Jesup.
Vanderwerf picks up about 5, so it brings about 2nd and 5, so a good 5-yard gain on the first down play. We can run the ball with Ryan's ability to throw the ball, the play action pass. Hopefully they can help us score a little bit more point. And a nice hole. It's going to pick up about
solid
3
fake
more
to the near side, and kept driving through Wyatt Vanderwerf.
Yeah, it's going to be right at the sticks. It's going to be about 3rd and a short 1.
Yeah, I would say a steady alternating between what Treptow can do, what Vanderwerf can do, and they're going to go to him again and head down. He just drives through that line, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be close. Yeah, they're going to move him.
Yeah, so they will move the chains. First down, Jesup.
Yeah, it was close to that spot. It looked from there, the far line judge saw it, and they moved the chains. I thought maybe, they might try play action pass and try to throw a deep one there, but pick up the first down and get a fresh set of downs.
3:51 to play, first quarter. Moving right along when that ball's on the ground.
Got trips left.
Now Vanderwerf.
Nice cut.
Yeah, he was cutting side to side and then forward, and he gets past that 35-yard line down near the 37.
Yeah, that was a nice run. Wyatt had a nice little jump cut to get about another 5-yard gain. Ryan's going to look.
Bring it around that end. Nice block.
He's going to be close to the sticks again.
Nice block with Vanderwerf and also some good cover in there. It looked like, I think it was J.D. Sadler with that
it looked
touch.
like pulled out there, 56. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and a short 1 again. Right at almost at the change the balls already. I'm sure they're going to keep doing that over right at the 41.
Two near side, one to the far. Shotgun, fake to Vanderwerf.
Nice
and there's Treptow trying to make a turn.
Just
and
tried to get around the corner. Just couldn't get around the corner.
Just need another step ahead of that tackler.
I couldn't see who the tackles that side. Just needed to try to turn that block more to the inside so Ryan could go off that outside shoulder. And just if he got outside that shoulder, he could have had a nice gain and pick up the first down.
Offense says, let's go with it. 4th down and 3.
See if they're going to try and draw offsides and give them a play. Timeout, Jayhawks.
Coach McMartin would like a timeout.
I think they were trying to see if they get a quick count, see if they get the jump, get the first down off the penalty.
2:11 to go. Again, back in action. We had probably a 2.5 hour delay, something in there.
Pretty cool. I mean, we were talking about there a few years ago. We had that against Denver a number of years ago. Me and you were up here calling the game.
Yeah, back in, what did I say, 17, October of 17.
A couple of those guys out there coaching now, playing the game,
Yeah, you're right in there with that.
Yeah.
But, we had a little fun as we it was getting a little monotonous, so I had to pull the phone out. We had to start playing some rain songs for the crowd and get us going in the press box a little bit as stat crew was up here and press box crew and
trying
some
to
coaches.
Stay dry. Looks like we're in punt formation, but now with having Treptow back there to punt, like we said before, you got to keep him honest about the fake. Little high snap, and he's going to punt, he's going to go right down the middle.
Time.
He's going to take a good bounce.
And he gets that end over end and going to roll past the 25 and touch it right there for Jesup. Nick Moore will put his hands on it, and that's where defense will take over for Jesup. And we will see West Marshall head back on offense for the second time.
And that's right there. If you're watching at home, you can see West Marshall didn't put anybody back to the field that punt because they prepped everybody lined. You had the quarterback taking the snap. You got to let the punt go just in case of the fake, especially when it's on more of a short yardage play. Coming with the blitz again, going right in the middle.
Little pressure right there up the gut, but that opens up Gonzalez, gets tripped up.
Get tripped up by his own guy. He's going to go right at the line of scrimmage. A little pass there, maybe
Nick
about a yard.
Moore looked like maybe he got a tag on him.
He did. We kind of on the blitz, we just went right past the runner.
Bring in Evan Sebek, who missed the first couple weeks of the season with injured hand, I believe.
I don't know. I think you had it wrapped up, but maybe. I thought you.
One of the backfield, shift around a little bit offensively for West Marshall. Little bobble in the snap. He's going to bring back, look to throw,
should be picked
and
off.
almost.
Yeah,
almost taken away by Nick Moore.
Yeah, that was a good read on Nick's. Kept his, with the wide receiver going the whole time and turned around and kept the eyes on the quarterback. Almost made that play, the interception. Just couldn't come down with it. Keeps him 3rd and long.
1:15 here, first quarter.
Now the rain's starting to come down a little bit more.
And I just noticed there was some issue with the play cocks, and it doesn't look like they got that taken care of. They must be maybe tracking that on the side.
Yeah. Look to throw the ball again.
Carson snagged up in that backfield.
Oh.
He's going to find some room, and the defender is just slipping left and right, but finally going to get him down.
He's going to bring him short.
Yeah, I don't know. Might be past that first down.
I think he's going to mark it. Yeah, he's going to got it. He picked it up. Scramble. We just couldn't get enough pressure on the on him when he was scrambling. Got to get a little bit better pursuit and break down.
Under a minute to play. I'm wondering if we'll do an abbreviated halftime.
I would. Maybe they don't. Well, they got to give you a halftime, but.
Guess whatever the coaches, if there's some mutual choice, is we see the third flag on West Marshall's offense.
Another illegal shift.
The rain continued to fall.
It's going to back it up behind the chain, so it's going to be about first and 15, or second and 15, or first and 15. Sorry, I was penalty on the first down. Murphy's calling for time. Maybe he's just trying to back up the far wide receiver. Couldn't see the line.
Shift it back a yard a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he moves the ball backward.
Yeah.
Look for that snap.
We're coming with the blitz. Right there, going to leave it.
Very high tackle coming in from Kyle Bucknell.
He's coming on. He's coming on that blitz, and he's got to maybe break down just a little bit more. He's kind of running past the play.
Preston Youngblood coming into the game. And that's the end of the first quarter.
That was
quick.
That was a quick first quarter.
Yeah, it took about 15 minutes. Yeah.
10-15.
So West Marshall and Jesup here at the end of one. It's 0-0. And, when you look at all the minutes spent with that ball on the ground, that's going to move that clock quickly, and really haven't seen a ton of success from the air attack from either team yet.
No, we've only attempted one pass. Have we attempted a pass yet? I don't think so. I think we've pretty much kept
stuck. I think that's what moved the clock.
Moved the clock. West Marshall's attempted a few passes. They got down into the red zone, tried the field goal, about 35-yard field goal wide left. Right now, we've got them behind the sticks, 2nd and 11. We can hold them, make them punt again. Or they haven't punted, so make them punt and try to get some, play the field position game. Offensively, we've moved the ball. We did okay there. We just came up short on that last drive. Run games, so far Wyatt's done a really good job running the ball. Just got to make sure maybe we give him the ball a little bit more, and then that may be opening it up for Treptow to throw the ball down the field a little bit more. See if they're going to bring Kyle Bucknell again. He's going to come right up the middle again. He's got this snapping back.
West Marshall
looking to throw.
2 down.
And he's going to go
2nd
deep,
and 11.
And that's going to be out of
coverage.
No play.
Give credit to William Schutte.
Yeah, it was good coverage. You can make contact. Sometimes everybody, gets mad about contact or call pass interference. The two guys, they can make contact with each other just as long as one doesn't take that much advantage and actually get his hands and push on him. But they can feel right where he is, and he did a good job of knowing where he was at and turning for the ball.
Preston Reese was that intended receiver on that last play, and they looked to try and bring that up the gut, and the defensive line was keyed in on that.
Nice play. Kyle Bucknell in there, number 50.
Skylar Blatt getting a touch in there. So 4th down and 11.
Yeah, it looks like now they're in punt formation. This is where I hope, you can hear, Coach McCone yelling at him. He's like, you got to make sure you get the ball, and if you're not sure about it, let it drop, because this is where the ball's going to be a little bit slippery, because it's coming off the ground. They're snapping it back. He's going to punt it.
Beckham DeSoto, a freshman. He's got 22 punts on the year, averaging 36 yards per punt.
Sure, that's where you get away.
That gets tagged up about the 34-yard line. It hit the back.
Yeah, it hit Kyle Bucknell in the back.
So we'll see what the ruling is on that.
I don't know. They never put a flag down, so I don't know if they didn't make it a. Usually they're going to put the bag down for a, but I don't think they called it. Kyle turned his back to the ball.
So that high punt, and Coach McBarton kind of making his way out, trying to get a sense of what some of the conversation is, and it is Jesup's ball.
I don't know if the ball hit him or not, but that's one thing they're going to
see here on the replay is this is going to, since we have a delay on social media with it. Yeah, it's hard to say where that hit.
But one thing is, they're probably, when they watch tape, is you don't turn your head away from, turn your back behind them when the ball's in the air coming right there. You got to, turn away so you see it.
So Jesup taking over on downs. Again, first and
Nice
10
snap,
on that
Ryan's gonna try to take
42.
it. Going to get a nice little run there.
Tuck and goal.
Yeah.
The quarterback keeper, he's going to pick up about 6.
Yeah. Is there a flag on the field?
That appears to be a flag on there, yeah.
I don't know if it dropped out of his pocket, though. I don't think he threw the flag. Yeah.
No, waving it off. Waving it off. Good eye.
Yeah. This fell out of his belt.
So second down and about 4. And what's good to see out there, Jason, from what we've seen in previous, especially the last couple of years, you've got some size on that front offensive line.
We do. We've actually, this past year coming out, we've actually got some guys up front, and they're all younger guys, too.
A little in motion. And
fake draw, do the draw.
Tuck it in. Vanderwerf was coming off to the left. Looks like he did cross the line to actually that first down line.
It's going to be a little short, I believe, yeah. Or, I don't know.
And we're going to measure that, or we're going to try and
because the marker right where he's at,
out.
I don't know. Yep, first down.
They'll give it to him.
Yeah, I was like, it was right at the line.
Officials want to go home too.
Yeah, they've got a long day too. I don't think they're really going to, West Marshall's going to complain on that. I mean, the spot was right on the line. So it puts the ball a little past, right at the 48.
Under 10 minutes first half. Bring Nick Moore out to the near side, split that far side. When you're looking at, I think that's Cale Chisel out on that far end with the splits. But
he's got him open. He's going
to take off, and that was a hard thrown ball, but Cale cannot catch up with it.
No. He had a little bit of a spot. I'm guessing there's going to be a hold on us because right where it was thrown. Yep. Back us up.
So they'll set that back 5 yards. Still that, is it a rain or is it a drizzle? You start defining if it's sprinkling, is it spitting, is it raining, is it pouring? It's not pouring.
It's not pouring.
We can decide that. We can take that off the list.
What do they call it? A nuisance rain? Pretty much what it is right now.
So 10-yard penalty come back to the 43.
Lead blocker. Let's see if Ryan can turn the corner a little bit. Nice patient. He's going to just pick up about four on that.
So Treptow jumps up, brings it a little bit closer, but a lot of bodies falling over there, slipping and falling.
That's why if you get maybe Ryan a little bit more time, if you can do like a double move, one of the wide receivers can get a pretty good move on the defensive back, that might free him up and score.
Vanderwerf in that backfield. Treptow back.
Screen.
Quick pass over to Vanderwerf. He's going to cut right, get across that line of scrimmage, and he dove maybe 3 yards to get a little extra on that.
Could have kept his feet a little bit. He had some wide open real estate in front of him, but a nice little screen call. Going to at least bring it up a little about 3rd and 6, 7.
He fought for every one of those yards.
Yeah, 3rd and 6. So it puts us right back almost where we had the spot of the penalty.
Tice Larson here on the near side, along with Chisel. There's a handoff. Vanderwerf.
Going to push.
He puts it. He's got that forearm out and trying to find his way through. And I got to think Coach McMartin says, "Let's keep rolling."
Yeah, I was going to say 4th down. You're in the middle of the 40.
8-minute mark.
Try to get a hard count.
Larson will come off. Preston Youngblood. He
maybe a little.
He's
bit
been
more,
in that backfield as well for a little bit. He's
maybe going a little bit of a power in. We're going
mix that backfield up a little bit. And tuck it and go.
Oh, he's going to get right through there.
He finds a hole, and there's
First
Treptow.
down.
He grabbed it, and those backs, they gave him the cover what he needed.
Yeah.
First down, Jesup.
Same formation, going to that bunch. Low snap. Ryan just does a nice job, gets right on the ball.
A little too much of in a hurry.
Yeah. Going to bring us back. That's about a 10-yard law. Yeah.
2 steps forward. Actually,
One
one step forward, 2 back
steps,
almost.
Yeah.
Larson swapping in. Exchange for Shizzle. Play call in from McMartin. Again, thanks for joining us again. We started things back up at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
With 8:58 to go on that first period clock, and
It's gonna,
Treptow trying to go one way,
Yeah.
came another, and there was the defense from West Marshall.
Yeah, it came on a little bit, tried to put Wyatt out in motion and do the quarterback draw, and West Marshall did a nice job reading that and stopping Ryan right at the line of scrimmage.
What are you seeing about this West Marshall defense?
You know, they flow the ball well. We've had some success when we've gone to that running back bunch formation there. This past series, so we'll see. You know, look like in an old school like 4-3.
Vanderwerf gets the fake, and Treptow is going to have to tuck it. He's got the coverage, he's got the blocks, and he stays on his feet, and finally will get taken down about the 33-yard line out of bounds, hopefully.
It's going to take you to that far right hash. It's going to bring up 4th and about, 18? I think kind of a little bit more, about 4th and 14, yeah.
5:36 before half. Again, a couple-hour rain delay. That pushes us actually over 2-hour rain delay, I suppose is what it was.
All right, see if we can get, put something close to the end zone. Looking to the throw. Is
coverage on that pocket, and Treptow just fighting for yards.
He wanted to throw it. He had some guys going down the field, but he just couldn't get his feet set to throw the ball.
He'll go down a yard behind that line of scrimmage, and the defense will come on the field for Jesup.
Yeah.
They fought for that.
He did. It looked like we had Nick Moore and I think Kyle Bucknell going down the field, just kind of get his feet set to throw the ball.
Leading tackler in this team is Shizzle, averaging, he's got about, coming in tonight, 14 solo tackles on the year.
They're going with, the blitz again. Right at the line of scrimmage, good play by the defense. Going to take about a little bit of, not even quite a yard, I don't think so. West Marshall's got a guy down. I can't tell if looks like a lineman, number 73.
That'll bring the team to the sideline. Catch their wind a little bit. But, I guess for what you've seen coming back out of here out of the break, Jason, there's some fight, there's some movement. Vanderwerf has had some yards. Treptow right in there as well. It's very limited options right now on some of the receiving core, too, getting that ball. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, we've done some good things. We just got to, just like them, you got to play the conditions. I think, judging by how the game's going, I think the team that can maybe put 2 scores on the board might be sitting okay. So, who can ever get the first score, get another one. You might just see a game where it'd be like a 14-7 or, the way the conditions are. If you can get a couple touchdowns, especially early, that'd be huge.
Rain continues to fall in Jesup. If you can see it just kind of through the top of your screen there towards the parking lot where some construction's happening here in Jesup. If you're driving by the school or looking out there saying there used to be a building there. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore, though.
Not anymore. So that'll be the future site of an auditorium and music classrooms and industrial tech classrooms. So that'll be probably fall of 28 before that. Actually, fall of 25 before that opens.
Going to pitch on the outside. Nice pursuit by the Jayhawks to only get maybe back to that line of scrimmage, maybe just a little bit more. So that's going to bring down, maybe got another yard. So about 3rd and 7 now. Yeah, those classrooms on the south side of the school, I think those should be up, is it by right after Christmas break? They were thinking?
Those should be set to go.
Well,
we'll get a break in the action here. I got stats sent up to me from the sidelines from Zach and Travis.
Oh, ball's on the ground. Picks it up.
Pick that up and
we're
see if Jesup can get the advantage here.
It's going to take a loss.
Give credit to, is that Sebeka?
I think so.
Hit?
Yeah. Ball float's going to go right at the line, so it's going to be at 4th and 10. They're going to have to punt again.
Rain has picked up. It has increased.
Now, I hope we learned from the last punt that you don't turn your back to the ball. We got to gift them that one.
Lessons learned.
Yeah. A little bit of, he's got a bubble. Get back there.
Keep going after it.
Just didn't get it. Almost got it, but it's just enough that's going to.
Lang.
Yeah.
Coming in, trying to disrupt that. But, that's a good example right there, too, of, don't hold back.
No.
Especially in these conditions that you just assume that the ball is going to go.
Yeah, I mean.
Apply that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the punter did a nice job about not getting his knee down on the ground. He gets his knee down, touches the ball. The ball's, the play's dead. He did a nice job. I mean, got a little bit of a punt, but put it right on the 50. So we get the ball right in the middle of the field.
So far, Jesup, 19 plays, 55 yards, 17 plays, 73 yards for West Marshall. 44 yards on the ground for Jesup.
See if turn the corner on that there. He's got the corner. Nice play.
Way to go, Nick Moore.
Nick Moore did a nice job on that jet sweep coming around back behind. Nice play. He was patient and kept his speed going, but he kept going up the field. Instead of going sideways, he did a nice job on that angle. Turn up field and get the first down.
Nickel lineup near side. There's a snap. It's high and hard to handle. So safest thing was for Treptow just to jump on it.
I know this goes against the norm how a lot of, the last several years, we've played it long snap. And quarterbacks don't go under the center too much anymore, especially in the high school.
But we might see that change tonight.
You might see that tonight. You might see it at halftime. They might make adjustments like, okay, we're going to go everything beyond,
Yeah, you're going to see guys in the locker room practicing some under snaps, under center snaps. Just take that one piece of air out.
Yeah.
But that changes your whole game plan. Vanderwolf comes around that far end. A flag is thrown. He may have picked up a yard beyond the line of scrimmage.
He may have picked the yard. I don't know if they got a hold or a face mask. Depends on where the line judge that threw it, what he called. Oh, here's some rain now.
Somebody turned on the faucet.
They did. All of a sudden, it's exactly right. It's just how it sounded. Especially since the bleachers are so empty.
Yeah. And give credit to the Jesup cheerleaders sticking it out.
Yeah, it was a hold on us, so it's going to back us up 10 yards.
The students that are still here. But that's going to hurt Jesup. Yeah. Take it back even more after that lost snap.
Yeah.
2:34 to go here first half.
So we're going to be almost about 2 yards from where we got the punt.
Quick snap. Vanderwerf gets the handoff, and he will hit the 50-yard line.
Yeah. Picked up about 5. So it's bring about 3rd and 15. Play calls coming in. See what we can.
And
I'm sorry, 3rd and 25.
The strategy on that offensive staff, a lot of variables that come in that you've got to start adapting
Screen
to.
again to Wyatt. He's got to get upfield. He beat that one. Oh, he just lost his footing.
Yeah, he was getting ready to maybe gain another 4 or 5 yards and just slipped.
He was. Timeout, West Marshall.
Need to put some 3-inch spikes in those shoes.
Yeah, I mean, he had some real estate. He just couldn't get traction, and that's just that's just the field condition. So it's going to bring up 4th and about 25.
1:46 to play, first half. We are scoreless here in Jesup. West Marshall 1-3, Jesup 1-3. Jesup coming off that loss last week down to PCM Monroe by a final score of 50-7. Last week, Vinton Shellsburg was the first win of the season for West Marshall. They took it to the house for them, 52-21.
Yeah, I saw that was their last Friday score. Last
Friday. Passing for West Marshall, that's Carson Davis. We've seen him on the ground. We've seen him throwing. He had three touchdowns in the year coming in to be able to put 238 yards in the ground and running. Passing for 116. Ben Gonzalez, we've seen him from the backfield for West Marshall. 3 touchdowns, 266 yards, and 74 attempts.
Jumped off sides.
And a flag on the play will change things up again for Jesup.
Backs up 5 again.
And we're switching balls in and out,
they're
left and right.
You're going to see maybe 1 or 2 plays, and they're probably going to bring them in. Sad part of it is sometimes the towel gets so wet anyway. It doesn't keep the ball even drier than what you think it is, but at least it helps. A little
Quick
short
punt. Hope that
take a nice bounce. It took
a great roll and comes out of bounds. 11, 12-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice. That didn't look pretty, but that was going to go down the stat book as a really nice punt, and that was. It's going to put him right about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, he's tall enough that leg.
And it kept right on the sideline, too. It didn't roll out of bounds. That was a nice punt by Ryan.
Yeah, there's some teams, because what did we hear? There were some teams that have moved their game to Monday. Was that Union?
Yeah.
Union PCM?
Yeah, they came all the way up, and then they turned around and went right back home.
So I think there was a rumor in the press box was that West Marshall says, we'll wait. We don't want to have to load the bus back up and then come back here on Monday.
I got a hold. Yeah.
Gonzalez keeps on his feet. He's past that first down marker.
Yeah, it's going to bring it back. Yeah, I got a hold. Running back on that end. Looks like he held our defensive player, was trying to turn him inside, and he grabbed, can't get the number from here. Gonna back him up 10 yards. Well, half the distance because we're in the side, so it's going to probably bring it first in probably about the 6 or 7 yard line. I think that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's what they're finally trying to decide what that's going to be, that holding call.
So we're going to decline. Because there's 2 holds on the play.
So they'll march that off and push West Marshall deeper into their territory.
Yeah, this is where, strategy comes into play on their coaching staff. It's like, okay, snapping the ball hasn't been the easiest for everybody. Now you're snapping back towards your end zone. That ball gets in the end zone, safety or touchdown. Now you got to.
Well, that's got to be where you're really keying in on the blitz just to take advantage of a potential scoring situation this deep in there.
Yeah, you want to put a bunch of pressure just right there. Yeah.
And hope that ball maybe squirts loose and you can jump on that.
You can tell when that snap went back there, went over a little bit too high to the right. And since it hasn't rained forever, no team has really been able to practice in the rain where you get to play, practice go out, practice in the wet, have a wet ball. So no one's, I don't think anybody's out there with a hose, wetting down the field and they're playing in it.
Scoreless here in the second quarter as timeout is taken on the field. Jesup and West Marshall again scoreless. Union coming to town next. That'll be a quick turnaround for Union. So they're coming to town on Friday for that homecoming. So a quick turnaround for that team to just not really get some days off, but to play and then turn around and come up here.
Exactly.
At least not a long trip.
Not a long trip, yeah. It's the closest team, 20 minutes from us. So, they get to come up here and it's a local game. You see right now we're practicing some snaps on the sideline just to get a little bit more, like I said, halftime they may have to make that adjustment to try to go more underneath the center. But we got them pinned back. They're right on the pretty much right on the 5. I think we're right on the 5.
Yeah, they're going to say second down 17, 5-yard line. And we'll see what Coach Sullivan
dials up.
Said as they were in that timeout to see what pressures we're going to see, especially in that front line. And keying in on defense with Kyle Bucknell. And
safety.
In the end zone.
That's a safety.
Taken down, and there it is. On the scoreboard. How about that?
Yeah, nice play on the Jayhawks defense.
I didn't see who got the tackle.
I couldn't see who got back in there, but that was one of those plays you can see the ball didn't cross the goal line, so it stayed in the end zone. You know, you can get tackled in the end zone as long as the ball is crossed the goal line. That's not a safety. Right there, we tackled him inside, and the ball was inside the goal line.
Score's a score.
Score's a score.
Especially when you don't have any.
Like I said,
and the other team doesn't either.
Yeah, like I said, you might see if the team that gets a couple scores might have the advantage going into the game.
And that'll get some energy going with the team, the cheerleaders, and I don't know what the dozen students that are still in the crowd today. Probably the same number of parents down there too.
I think most of the parents are still here.
West Marshall's contingent in their stands. They've stuck around.
It looks like, no one from their sideline was like, just leave for what? I mean, they already came up here, turn around, and lose a couple hours of sleep.
So under a minute here before halftime.
So they'll have to do the free kick to us. We'll have the ball we've got one timeout left, and we'll have probably about a little 50 seconds probably left after this kickoff.
Larson and Moore back to return. Nick Moore, we'll see it bounce in front of him. Nice scoop at the 29. He'll tuck it.
Oh, he's got
an opening.
Got one guy to beat.
Gets across midfield, and he's got two on his tail. Hangs on to it down at the
flags.
30.
Nice
down
play
at the
by Nick Moore.
20-yard line.
Yeah. That was a nice run. Scooped it. That was a clean scoop, too, how he scooped the ball up, just to scoop the ball up and make the play off that. So that's going to put us inside the 20 with 50 seconds left with one timeout left.
Would have loved to be able to see the parting of the seas to have him part through their midfield. 50 seconds to play, first half. Jesup coming in after picking up the safety, getting the ball in their possession, and potentially an opportunity to multiply that score going into the locker room.
He's going off the right side. He's got
lob in that end zone and
no play.
I'm not sure Kale really had a good eye on where that ball was. It's all saying it almost looked like he saw it and then broke towards the end zone.
Yeah.
And he was getting hung up a little bit, too, from those defenders.
No.
Second down to 10. Clock does stop.
Got a timeout left, so you can actually still run the ball a couple times, or at least run it once here, or try to get, if you can get the run to the sideline and get out of bounds and save a timeout. Illegal motion, yeah. They're going to back us up 5 yards.
Penalties have not been good for either team tonight.
I can't tell from here if that was 5 or 3 for us, if it was Kale or Kyle. Both on that side, and both of them might have took off just a little bit early, but I can't really tell from here. It's going to back us up.
Larson, Shizzle, Bucknell, all to the near side. 3 left, 1 on the far with Nick Moore.
He's got 1 minute. He's got
Treptow scampering, looking for an option, and it is intercepted at about the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
And that ball is going to be scooped up and taken in by Andrew Thomason.
But I don't think he got in. I think it's going to be right on the 1. Yeah. So not a bad play because they put it right on the goal line almost. Yeah, so it's right inside the extra point, so it's
opportunity was there, and now, you're just 1 yard in.
Yeah, 1 yard in, so we'll see defense get back to make another play. You can see right there, they went underneath the center on that play. They might just, the flag, maybe they weren't set.
Or maybe Jesup got eager on it.
Could have been, but usually they would call that before, but I'm not sure. We'll see what they come out with. He's talking to our guy. Couldn't tell with the hand motion what he made. But yeah, we're backing him.
So
I'll have to.
You get a sense of what that was?
I don't know if it was that's not illegal shit. I don't know. I'll have to find that out. But shouldn't it be the clock?
Clock is running.
Clock is running. But I think that's what the referees. I think they're going to we'll double check.
Coach McMartin wants a timeout here just before halftime, and
I think he's going. He wants to talk to the official. So he's telling right there. He wants to talk to the official.
Players are kind of wondering what's going on.
And I think right now that's
what's a question on.
The referee right now is talking to the line judge who called it. So I think he wants just to get a clarification on what was called and why the clock did start off the penalty.
So Jason Sullivan, go back to the playbook here, and you're sitting with your opponent on that first yard line, and coming off a safety minutes ago or seconds ago on the clock, and West Marshall still fresh in their minds of that, and just trying to protect the ball to get out of halftime.
Yeah, they went underneath center on that last play on that sneak. You might see him do that again. The thing for us, you've got the lead. You don't want to give up a big play, get burned on a blitz, and then get the West Marshall through and have nobody in the back there to stop it. So you might play a little bit more your base defense just to see what West Marshall does and just try to make the stop the last play of probably the half.
So Carson will go under center. And really watching that front line, and that was Sebeka that jumped a little bit there to bring him out.
One thing you always tell your kids right there, you don't go off move, you don't go off sound, you go off movement. So especially for him, he's right in front of the ball.
No time off the clock, remains at 15.
Yeah.
15.
So that's going to put them on the 5. So that's going to they can probably go for the sneak and probably just almost down it and just get out of here. Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
Goes right to the knee, and that will keep the clock moving and the play clock in motion as well. So that will bring the teams to the sideline. So I'll be interested to see. I'm kind of looking to see the coach what is happening, and they were looking at the sideline. They're saying.
Go to the
building.
So I think right now, I don't know. We'll see what I see. Joe going on the middle of the field. Let's see what the clock. They're putting 10 minutes on the clock.
So Union will stay out and occupy that northeast end zone and regroup, and they're going to do 10 minutes. I'm sorry, West Marshall. What did I say?
Yeah, you said Union.
Union. So they're only going to do 10 minutes on a halftime. And the officials will just duck into, I'm sure, the concession stand and get out of the way. Just got some stats in from Zach and Travis down below. So let's see if I can make heads or tails as it comes in sideways. And I told him, I go, try not to send it sideways, but I think he did it on purpose.
Like he did last time? Yeah.
Yeah. So looking at, when you look at total first downs, both teams at 9. Rushing yards, Jesup 19 of 59. West Marshall 19 of 62. Both teams about 3 yards on average per carry. When you're looking at pass completions, Jesup 3 completions on 5 attempts, 1 interception. West Marshall has yet to complete a pass. They've had 4 attempts, so no yards there. Jesup able to pull in, looks like 24 yards on, here, let me get back here. 3 yards. 3 yards is what we have in passing, so your average is 0.6 when you look on the throwing.
Yeah.
But total plays and yardage, 24 plays, 62 yards for Jesup, 23 plays, 62 yards for West Marshall. See if this is just some individual stats, if I can lean in. Treptow 3 for 5 again on the passing. 2 carries, 13 yards. I feel like that number's off a little bit, Zach. We'll see if we can go on the well, no, that's on the receiving end of things. 7 carries, 22 yards for Wyatt Vanderwerf. 11 carries, 22 yards for Treptow. But I guess you got some negative yards in there too, don't you?
We do have some negative plays. Of course, with them too and us, penalties have played a big factor so far in the first half. A couple of holding calls. Legal procedures. So hopefully, if we can clean that up, we can look to try to get a W tonight.
So looking at also 4 solo tackles, leading tackler on defense for Kyle Bucknell. We're going to step away for about 5 minutes. We'll be back as we continue this late one for the West Coast fans here on the J-Hawks Sports Network. All right, back on the J-Hawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. I had to go from my part-time job of running stadium music to try and get what crowd we have left going and the players on the field engaged as we are back after a short halftime, which was tonight was supposed to be very eventful with cheer clinic
and Wall of Fame. We had a handful of people coming back for that, so
and get a chance for the marching band to come out and perform as well. So all that kind of got snuffed out when Mother Nature changed Friday plans for this Friday night football, at least in Jesup. A lot of games did take place though.
Yeah, and that's going to take homecoming's already a big event already, so that means Friday's going to be even multiplied by 10. If all that happens, you're going to have the Wall of Fame. You're probably going to have that cheer clinic for the little cheerleaders.
Yeah, what, a 40-minute halftime, something like that?
Something like that. And then, I don't know if the coordinate, whatever they do, I don't think they do any of that. But so maybe it's a good thing that we are playing unions. They don't have to travel that far to go back home.
Yeah, stretch some things out in pregame and that type of thing. As Jesup will get the honors of kicking things off, they received in that first quarter. And we will see Wyatt Vanderwerf get a chance for the first time tonight on the kickoff. That left-footed boot.
A little bit short.
Yeah, about the 28-yard line. And Gonzalez eludes one tackle, and he is brought down by William Schutte, just shy of that 35.
Kid from West Marshall did a nice job of not doing the clip. He made sure to stay in front of that block, not get called for it. He was close, and he was smart enough not to get the penalty. It's going to bring up, so West Marshall will start the ball about right on the 35, pretty short of the 35.
Well, we'll see how West Marshall, if they're going to continue to go under center or not. Carson is going to stay back. Yeah. Carson Davis, the senior, one in that backfield. Flank off to the right, and
legal
flag
motion.
Thrown.
Yeah. 54. They took off from the right side a little bit too quick. Going to back him up 5 yards.
Just underway here in Jesup tonight. Rain delay. Got about 2 minutes into it. Lightning pushed us back over 2 hours
defense.
And got going at 10 o'clock. And Jesup's defense.
Nice job right there. Option read. So the quarterback has the read, and he decided to keep it, and he got tackled for about a 3, right there, back the line of scrimmage.
Second and a long. Treptow at safety in that backfield. Bucknell keying in at linebacker, along with Jude Sullivan.
Timeout. Coach didn't like the play call or thought something was coming in. So it's a quick timeout for West Marshall, the beginning of the third quarter on the first series on the second down.
Defense will make their way over to Coach Sullivan, get watered up, and kind of see what can happen. But the West Marshall offense seems to be, I don't want to say disarray yet, but there's some challenges happening.
There's some challenges happening, a couple Mother Nature, but a lot of so far has been self-inflicted. A couple, offside penalties, illegal procedures, some bad snaps. We've had those too, so hopefully the second half, like I said, the team that probably doesn't make the most mistakes the second half and gets at least a one touchdown might be the team that comes ahead, and gets the W tonight.
Head coach for West Marshall is Cody Hackett, assisted by Blake Benson, Paul Clausen, Joseph Elbeck, Chris Evertson, Jace Morey, Austin Nichols, Ted Pope, Jesse Toyne, Justin Volger, Kenneth Winkler. Ken Winkler, longtime head coach of that program, retired, still involved.
Ooh. He's looking to throw the ball, and he's looking for the screen. Oh, that's a live ball.
And Ben Gonzalez there, open for it, but a quick effort from the sideline.
Yeah, he threw that behind the line of scrimmage, so that ball gets spotted where it went out of bounds, so that's going to be a big loss. It's going to bring about third. That's way behind the sticks. It's going to be about 3rd and 25. That was kind of a risky play. He looked to go downfield, didn't have anything down there. Tried to check down to that screen pass and threw it behind him.
3rd and long. Take that long snap. Looking downfield, looking for an opportunity, and does.
Has to be short.
Had the opportunity to get snagged, but sliding catch comes in the hands of Andrew Tollefson, the senior.
Got to make it a little bit. We've got to make a little bit better play on that ball. That ball should have been knocked down. Ball's up in the air. It's going to bring up 4th and about 1.
And that's his longest one of the year. 14 yards was his biggest catch coming into tonight.
Defense is going to stop here. Don't jump. You got to keep it on right there. Now they're going to call the play. Now he's going to go under center. Probably try the court. Now it's going to be false start. He picked up the bat. He picked up the football. That's what the referees right now is telling him. He picked it up and then can't pick it up and then put it back down.
Mark that back 5 yards. Advantage Jesup, especially after that big pass play.
Yeah.
And we will see what appears to be the punt team coming on.
As a center, you can pick the football up and you can move it a little bit, but you can't pick it up, get ready to snap it, and then put it back down. You've got to keep it in your hand.
Freshman DeSoto into punt for the second time this game.
Snap. It's going to be a line drive.
That's going to be strong. Nick Moore will.
Yeah, fair catch. Good play by Nick.
We'll take it about the 29-yard line. That's where Jesup will go. So a stop was made, and good pressure for the defense for Jesup.
Yeah, I mean, I think, if they punt again, we might be able to get a little bit more pressure back there on them. They're kind of letting us get back there, but we're going to have a hold, I think, on Schissel on number 3. So they're going to back us up off that.
2-0 is our score. Didn't really do a scoring summary at halftime.
No.
That was it. It's a safety in the end zone for Jesup. It was hard to say who we're giving credit to on that tackle.
We had a whole bunch of guys back there, so that's going to back us up. So that's going to put us right on the inside the 20, right on the 19.
One on each side. One of the backfield. They will bring Shizzle into motion, stop back, head back towards the right. Hand off to Vanderwerf, cuts underneath, and will cross. Pushing the 30 or pushing the 25-yard line.
It's going to nice little gain. It's going to put us about 2nd and 6.
I think the rain stopped, hasn't it?
I think so. Right now it doesn't look like.
Just trying to look towards the lights.
I don't see anything in the lights, and look on the.
No puddles splashing?
No puddles, yeah.
Treptow, he's going to hang on to it, come around that right
corner.
And
we got a hold.
Flag is thrown, and it'll be taken down near the 30.
Yeah, but we're going to back this. I'm pretty sure we got a hold somewhere on that right side. Spot it from the hold from the foul. From the spot.
When I talked talking to the coach in pregame just how well these two teams matched up, the one area I didn't really think about was how well they matched up in some of the penalties that they committed.
Yeah, pretty much we're probably, pretty even as far as penalties. Maybe we're handed a little bit more where it seems to back us up a little bit more. Looking to throw. Now he's going to dump it out there. Oh.
Is that ball loose? No, that stayed up. Treptow hangs on to it.
One thing we've got to make sure when the quarterback releases, you got to come up and you got to try to throw some blocks. Once he's past that line of scrimmage, your job is not just to stand there. You got to go find somebody to try to block.
.9:21 third quarter here in Jesup. I'm Nate Kleberg. That's Jason Pilcher. Anthony Baugh.
Eric
Clark. Running the controls. Eric Clark at camera.
Looking to see if we can turn up the field, get the block. Just push him a little bit more forward. It's going to bring up about 4th and about 5. Probably right among there, yeah.
So they will bring out the punt team. But again, as we've mentioned before, you put the quarterback at punt, and that gives the defense some things to think about.
It does. And this drive here, we get the punt off. A couple penalties kind of, pushed us back. The hold on the punt pushed us back. And then we had, a hold on Ryan's run around the right-hand side.
Long snap in the hands. He gets a nice, an
nice
okay
bounce.
punt off, but he's getting a good roll. They'll pick up
nice
the 40,
play.
but
Good tackle.
nice stop made by Jesup, and
55.
give credit on special teams to Dawson Bell.
Yeah, nice job. Broke down and didn't let him get out there. As soon as he caught the punt, he made the tackle. Obviously, the defense can hold him again here and play the field position game, because right now where West Marshall is, they're pretty much going to be in 4-down territory.
West Marshall get in their own territory. Looking here on the near side. Backfield, Carson.
Oh, too much.
Carson Davis just stacked up behind his line trying to make some progress.
The quarterback did a nice job being a little patient on that run for West Marshall. Kept his feet going and just didn't get ahead of his blockers, and he picked up a nice gain on something that looked like it was going to just go right to the line of scrimmage.
Thanks for everybody joining us and staying with us on the J-Hawks Sports Network. We've had some drop off from what we were in the beginning. It's getting late.
It's getting late. We're probably the only game going. Maybe, I don't know, might be a couple other games in there. Ooh, we got a red line. It's going to.
Ball is loose. Nice block off from Vanderwerf. Little forearm shiver. He jumped on it.
That was a smart play. That is something that was a smart play, and why he kept the guy from West Marshall getting the football, pushed off, and kept his body in, just like he's blocking out for a rebound. I know he's a wrestler, but he opened up position and we went for the ball. That was a nice, smart play.
Jesup recovers the turnover. They gave up an interception in that first half, and now they're taking one back.
That was a really smart heads-up play on Wyatt's part.
Nick Moore split out that far side. Quick to Vanderwerf, little switch off to Shizzle. And he was looking to throw, but he's going to tuck it. No, he's going to hang on to it, get it back to Treptow, who gets the first down along that sideline, just shy of the 30-yard line. A little razzle-dazzle.
They'll make it feel old, almost like a old Dallas Cowboy Danny White quarterback run play.
Vanderwerf switch off to Shizzle. Shizzle looking like he had the option to run, but he was waiting for Treptow to get open, and he hit him for the first down.
He did. He did a nice job being patient right there.
Get some energy for this team. Vanderwerf this time.
Nice
Drops
run.
his shoulder, gets maybe 7 yards on that. .6:52 to go, third quarter.
If he can keep his feet going, then that's going to be tough with how the field condition is. But if he can get past that original line of scrimmage, he's got enough power behind him. He can probably get to Pater pretty, not say easily, but it's those strong legs.
Snap. Treptow looked like he was going to get hung up.
Yeah,
but he's going to maybe pick up a yard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's going to be a little bit. It's going to bring up about 3rd and 4.
Yeah, he did dance across for a yard on that line of scrimmage. Third down, 4 yards, 6:09 to go. Jesup looking to go 2 and 3 on the year.
Thinking right now, you got 2 plays to get 4 yards, so you don't need to get it all right now because you'll have the 4th down.
West Marshall almost taken offsides a little
Nice
bit,
by
and
White.
Vanderwerf just gets out of the reach of that defender.
So it's just going to bring up
Luke Stewart.
Yeah, going to maybe get a half yard on that, so it's going to bring up 4th and about 3. Picked up about a yard. Treptow tried to do the hard count to get West Marshall to go across the line of scrimmage to false start, but they did a nice job being patient. kind of unsure about the play, so hopefully we get the play in before the clock expires, and we don't want to pick up back us up here. Try to pick up this first down and keep this drive going.
Vanderwerf motion near side. Treptow will hang on to it.
I think he's going to pick up the first. We got a flag. We're going to have a hold. He did a nice job, patient. He picked up the first down, but we're going to get a hold off it, so it's going to back us up.
And put that on the list to work on next week.
Yeah. It was a nice play. We got through, and it looked like couldn't tell who was here. I mean, if you're down the field, you can hear the number. But I'm guessing in that run, Ryan ran through there. We pulled a couple guys down.
Take it back, 4th down, and about 8. And Shizzle will come in place of Preston Youngblood.
Kind of go out of that power run. So now you're going to look, because now you're pretty much going to say we're going to try to throw the ball here.
See what kind of time Treptow has. Vanderwerf trying to give as much coverage as he can, and the ball is knocked away.
Yeah.
Almost looked like it was going to be taken away, but Shizzle, the intended receiver.
Kind of locked in on Kale there, maybe look him off a little bit. He had number 7 there. Larson had Tice maybe on the other side. Kind of locked in on Kale, maybe kind of go off him and do a quick look to Kale and then go to Tice Larson.
Jesup has done a very good job of shutting down West Marshall. They've given up a few big plays.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say necessarily this half, but early on they were giving up some big runs. And they really keyed in on that backfield and tried to apply some pressure. And ball was loose on the ground.
Ball's loose again. I think we covered it. Looks like we're on the bottom of the pile. We have the ball.
Just to confirm, see that holding in the backfield.
Dawson Bell came up with the ball.
So, yeah, Bell's got a handle on it.
Unless they're saying he was down before the ball came loose where the knee touched, so that's what they're saying.
Holding on West Marshall and negate any thought of a turnover. But I was going to say, before that, you look at the Jesup defense from what they've been able to put stops on, but West Marshall's had a lot of stops on themselves.
They have, yeah. I mean, it's been a game of penalties, on our end and their end. They've had, pretty much we're tick for tack for holding calls. You want to keep them behind the sticks. Whatever you want to do. You want to play the field position game. You want to keep them behind the sticks.
And West Marshall's been able to get those big plays to get them well within reach of that first down, if not past.
Looks like they call the play now. They're going to do a different play at the line of scrimmage.
And this is where you start getting that line a little questionable and doing a little bit of.
And there's going to get to
a little bit of flinching.
Yeah, that's the thing. Right now, if you look, some of those they're a little bit undecisive on their end. If you watch there when they're changing the call at the line of scrimmage, I don't think the line guys are really understanding what the play is. Not that they need to really know the play, but they need to know what the snap count is or exactly what they're supposed to do. If it's a run play, you don't want to get caught, in a passing situation or get downfield when they think they're going to have to block for a running play.
Second down and long. 22-yard line is where that's at in West Marshall Trojan territory as they're going towards that south end zone.
Yeah, they're right there. That's right where the legal procedure right there, the tackle on that right side. He's coming back. I think if you look, he's got his head towards the quarterback. He's trying to hear the count.
So we'll spot that back at the 18-yard line of West Marshall.
Yeah.
Down over.
Looking to
and
throw.
Carson Davis looking downfield and almost taken away.
Yeah.
Great coverage in the backfield by Treptow.
Yeah. Ryan did a nice job turning the ball. He's got just right at that ball as the offensive player does. He's turning the ball, and if you're not going to make the play, knock the ball down.
Third down and long. That pass he intended for Preston Reese.
Hold him here. West Marshall's probably going to have to punt. I don't think they're going to want to try to give us a short field so much in a tight game of a 2-0 game. Looking to throw again. They're going down the middle of the field. That should be picked off. Good play.
And Treptow, not sure he was totally committed to, I think he was kind of mid-jump. Do I take it or knock it away?
That's one of those things right there. Maybe on if they were going on fourth down, because you probably get a little bit better field position back where they're at, but we should come out okay here in good field position since we should hopefully be inside the 50 when we hopefully.
Fourth down and long. Here back to punt. A freshman on his third attempt of this game. High flyer. Miller, or actually Moore, will touch it. Bounces the ground, gets it, ball is loose. West Marshall.
Yeah, we recover. I think Nick got back on the ball.
West Marshall really scampering out of it, but Jesup, did Moore jump back on that, or somebody else came in to grab it?
I think Nick got, I can't tell. But like I said earlier, that's one of the things, the ball's coming up in the air and it's going to still be wet going against, because you pretty much you catch the punt in with your body.
2:45 to play, third quarter, as we're approaching just an hour 20 into this one. I looked at the clock and I'm like, maybe we shouldn't have played Enter Sandman at 11 o'clock at night in the middle of town at full volume. We had to wake these guys up, though.
I don't think there's a light ordinance in town, so we should be okay. The lights are still on past 11.
Is there a sound ordinance?
I don't know. Wyatt, nice run. Keep his feet going. Nice run.
He just does not go down easily.
No, his low center of gravity, how he got flung, he got an extra 3 yards jumping up in the air, lower the ground, so he's going to pick up. It's going to be like 2nd and 1.
Credit Vanderwerf on that carry. Get it past midfield.
It might be time to go old school behind, hand the ball off and just let's go power football.
Work that clock.
Yeah. Screen pass.
Almost taken away.
Yeah, and we're going to get the first down.
Get him out of bounds, and that'll be first, yeah. Move the chains. Completely different looking team.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've seen them together, and I've only seen them on film.
Yeah.
But quite the improvement from when they opened the season with Wapsie Valley.
Yeah, that was a 2-score game, 12-0. We had opportunities in that game. Here and there, Hudson, of course, could
and some different personnel really in that first game for what we're actually seeing now.
Hudson was, like I said, a 50-50 game. We just came up short.
Put Shizzle into motion. And Vanderwerf sees the opening. Give credit to that front line.
They are.
They keep finding holes for them.
They are. They're getting a little bit of spacing right now. We want to lean on those guys a little bit more. Let's just run the ball. We're picking up 2-3 yards at a time. Maybe get on a play action pass, roll out Ryan, see if he can hit somebody going down the sideline.
So Sebeka, Skylar Blad. Trying to see who else is on that front line. J.D. Sadler.
He's going to get through. He's going to be push. Get him to drive.
It took about 6 to get him down.
Yeah. It's going to bring about 3rd and 5. Yeah.
Let's see who else was out there. Brennan Oshner. He's on that front line as well offensively.
This might be
at center.
Time for a play action boot with Treptow going off the one side. We'll see how they do this.
Give credit to Jacob Aldhouse in that right end as well.
Illegal procedure. We weren't set.
Yeah, that one happened real quick.
Yeah. Kind of went on trying a quick snap. Lyman didn't get the feet, or got to be set for at least a second. So that's going to bring us about 3rd and 9.
I'd be interested to know what our penalty yards are total between both teams.
It's going to be pretty high. I mean, I guess, if you go to, I don't know if Varsity Bound has that, but it'd be interesting to see if they can pull it up for the week. It's like which game had the most penalties because this might be up there.
Oshner at center. There's a snap. Quick to Treptow. Vanderwerf, little cut
yeah.
left, but he's going to get a yard or two.
Yeah, he's going to lose his footing, so it's going to bring up 4th and about 9. Yeah.
Credit on the tackle from Aiden Knee, junior for West Marshall.
I don't think we can run the clock out, so we're going to have to run a play here at the end of the quarter. So I don't think we have enough, unless they've told them. We might.
I don't know if there's somebody keeping a stopwatch on that sideline.
Yeah, usually the umpire, or actually the white hat referee, is going to be keeping the time. He may have told him you don't have to snap it.
So under 5 seconds, and we will see Jesup continue to go into this game. Now to the fourth quarter, up by a score of only 2-0, and this is
it's a defensive battle.
It's going to go on the record books for a very interesting game.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games where, like I said earlier, I've said it about 3 or 4 times. I think the team that gets the first touchdown is probably going to be the team that's going to win it. Of course, if we can go up, score a touchdown, and go up, 10. That might be enough with the way the defense has been playing to hopefully hold them off. But we've got to see if we can pick up this 4th down and then play the field position game.
Get some stat updates here from Zach and Travis down below. First downs pretty even. Jesup 13, West Marshall 12. Jesup 31 of 82 on the ground, 25 of 48 for West Marshall, 5 of 8 incompletions, increased 20 yards now on the passing. Total plays 39 plays, 102 yards. West Marshall 32 plays, 73 yards. And both teams have had each have had a turnover. Jesup 2 of 10 on third down conversions, 3 of 10 for West Marshall, 3 of 4 on fourth down conversions for Jesup, so that's impressive. And a 1 for 3 conversion on them for West Marshall.
This is where maybe we try to do a hard count, see if we can get West Marshall to jump, pick up a little bit easier on that 4th down, see if they come out.
I asked the stat crew if they had penalty yards, and they said they don't, but it's a lot.
I was going to sack.
Did hang on to that ball.
Yeah, he did hang on the ball, but that's play we probably just don't want to just give that up as that sack. We want to either get rid of the ball.
And that came quick.
Yeah. Now we got to play defense. They get the ball a little past right on the 50.
So we keep most people out there from that offense other than 4 guys that came off the field.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys playing both ways here tonight, and that's a long night.
It is, and like both squads too. You don't see them substitute too many kids out either.
High snap. Gonzalez will get the call and really gets fought at that front line defensively.
Yeah. It's going to get right to maybe a little bit. Yeah, about a little. They're going to give him a pretty good spot.
Cole Resnicek in on the tackle in the front line for Jesup.
I think that spot. Seemed like we were back a little farther. It seemed like a generous spot, but we'll let it go.
Resnicek, Blad, all on that front line. Dawson Bell on that defensive end, far side.
Right now, they're a little all confused right now.
Yeah, there's
they're
some,
not even really getting set. See
some questions on
that's
offense.
A false start. Yeah, I was like, that was from the start. They had.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Caden Fance on that far side jumped a little quick.
Yeah, trying to do a motion and then try to get the guys set where they're supposed to be. And probably when you're trying to do that, you forget the snap count, and that's what usually happens. That backs them up. Like you said, another penalty, and this time it was on them. It's going to back them behind the sticks, so they'll make it 2nd and about 13.
Spot that at the 48-yard line of West Marshall. And there's
blitz.
Bucknell going into blitz.
And it's going to get
trying to get the first sack. Ball gets off in time, but wow, that pressure coming in from Bucknell.
That's almost should be it's close to intentional grounding. Kyle had him pretty wrapped up. I think right now that's what they're talking about. Yeah, I would say and that's the good job of the referee there, right there. He didn't really have the position to call it. Whenever the line judge talked to him, they made the call, and that was the right call.
Yeah, McMartin was in his ear on the near side and was like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Let's do this. And it got thrown.
And that's a spot foul from where it happened. So that's now goes from the line of scrimmage. That actually goes from, and that's a loss of down.
3rd down and long. On that 36-yard line. High snap. Looking to go downfield, trying to make a big play. Jesup's defense will take it away. Treptow. He tucks it in left side, walks along that
nice play
sideline, goes out of bounds. Yeah. Jesup has the ball back.
He did a nice job of reading the quarterback's eyes, and that ball, like I said before, he has to get right just the ball, and he just played just like he's playing center field in baseball. Just went up there and got the ball.
It's always interesting when you put a quarterback in that position.
Yeah.
Because you know what the quarterback's looking for.
Yeah, exactly. You know what there. He's kept the eye on the quarterback. And just kind of the quarterback for West Marshall just didn't quite get enough on the ball. And Ryan made a nice play on it.
Treptow, almost a risk there of I was waiting for a horse collar to maybe take place.
He grabbed him in the back, but he didn't pull on it, so it's probably a good call. I mean,
maybe he had second thoughts of where he was at.
He did a nice job. West Marshall did a nice job. He grabbed it, but he did not pull on it.
So a short gain, 2nd and 9. Hit the 10-minute mark in this game. Jesup, the only score has been a safety.
Now, if he had flung him, that would have been a little bit different, but he just kind of grabbed him in the back.
Receivers left and right. Vanderwerf, that defense knew where it was going to happen, and there was a rough chance of getting past, and
it's going to be about
Jacob Oldhouse tried to do what he could.
About a 4-yard loss, so that's going to put us behind the sticks. Well,
clock is moving. Jesup homecoming next week. Union coming to town. They postponed their game against PCM tonight, so they will play on Monday, so a short turnaround. And a keeper from Treptow, almost wildcat a little bit, just taking off.
Yeah, Vanderwerf went away, so it's going to bring up 4th and about 5.
Yeah, they might push 6 on that.
5, 7. A little bit. I think it's a little bit closer on the spot. Yeah, about that. So.
And really letting that clock tick down. Taking the time.
Yeah, this is where you want maybe do a hard count. See if you can get a snap. You know, try to get a little bit closer, or we've got the slot. Well, if you can get some enough time.
Treptow back, looking for.
He's got him. Come on, he's got the wheel route. Wyatt's going to score.
Vanderwerf gets a 28-yard pass play into the end zone.
Nice play, a little wheel route going to Wyatt out on the flat. Throw the ball on the flat, and Wyatt does the rest. Ryan did a nice job looking. We had action going to the left side, and he throws that little wheel route to Wyatt in the flat and scores the touchdown.
18 yards in, 8:13 to go, and he will attempt the extra point on the touchdown reception that he just earned. Quick in the hold off that left foot.
And it's good.
No good.
Sometimes this angle right here, I guess they had the better end of this. From here, it kind of looked good, but
yeah, it came off his foot
quick.
But it breaks up that 2-0 score to make it 8-2. touchdown pass into safety is where we're sitting.
Yeah,
and it's made it, could you say, mostly worth the wait that we had
is,
tonight.
You know what? 8-0, the way defensively we've played, it's good if we can hold them here, because the only thing is now they're down. They have 2 timeouts left, yeah. They'll probably gamble a little bit more on 4th down, so we could, if defense holds, we have more opportunity to get a little bit better field position. 8 minutes left. If we can get him to a short turnaround and we get the ball a little bit quicker and we can grind it on the ground, eat up some clock, that's where we want. We get the ball back. We want to grind. We want to run the ball. We want to eat the clock up. We want to make them use their timeouts. We want to stay in bounds. Thing here, too, I know this sounds redundant, but we got to kick the ball. We got to keep it in bounds. You don't want to kick the ball out of bounds here and give them the ball on the 40-yard line.
Set up in the right hash, Jesup with 3 timeouts remaining. West Marshall only 2. As at return, this only the second kickoff we've seen this game, is picked up by Kenneth Gears. And he
had a nice
little
return.
scrapper that he gets going about the 45 at a flag thrown late.
This is where it could go either way. It could be a late hit on us, or it could be a late hit on the offense, or it depends on what they saw right now. They're conferring. You ever know, like this, you could be a hole. I don't know. Can't see what he's saying.
Wait, was that sideline warning again?
Could
he did that same motion.
I don't know.
A little challenge on the sideline that close when he came around. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
More discussions happening. 8:02 to go here in this ball game. Jesup taking advantage.
He's telling them right now to get back to them. They haven't come up with what they're going to call. So that's against us? No. No, it's going the other way, yeah. Yeah, he just made the wrong hand position. So we didn't
Yeah, there were some Jesup coaches about ready to be heard.
Yeah.
Move that way back. Put it at the 30-yard line.
Well, that's, what, the coaches, maybe they said a few things, or when the referee's trying to move on that sideline, they're not giving them the room. Either way, it backs them up a little farther, so let's see if the defense can hold them.
8:02 to play.
Nice play. There's going to be maybe a hold. Yeah, I think he's going to back him up again. Yeah. Which, it's a quick play. And it's probably what the holding is coming from the right side, the play is on the left side. Probably when you review the tape, there's no reason for you to hold because the play's not even going towards you. But it's one of those things where he probably pulled down on the guy's jersey.
We'll start the clock. First down. They say 20, but it's got to be more than that.
I think
is it 20? Yeah, it's about 20, I guess.
It's looking to throw.
Good coverage with
middle.
more in that
That's
backfield.
picked off again.
And there he is. Don't leave him hanging for too long. Treptow knows where it's coming.
Yeah.
Intercepted by Jesup and Ryan Treptow.
That's intercept number 2. That's an easy read on Ryan's part. All he's got to do is just going with the quarterback, going and watching his eyes, and kind of telegraphing his pass, and Ryan's just making the easy play.
Right now, you got to credit. I'm just sitting here thinking, who would you at this point, say player of the game? But between Treptow and Vanderwerf, it's kind of up in the air.
It is. Those two guys have done. Kyle Bucknell defensively, we've done some really good things up front.
Snap. Looked like a handoff to Vanderwerf, but it was going to go out to Shizzle on that far side, but he wasn't.
He wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, he wasn't in motion quick enough.
No,
misread the play.
Misread the play. Ryan threw it out in front of him. Kale's got to, because that's a forward pass, so Kale's got to make sure he's going forward. If he catches that, he's probably, I don't say he's going to score, but he only has one guy to beat. The only thing about it is that stops the clock, too. We want to keep the ball. We want to keep the clock moving. We want to score. We want to get a yard or two here at a time. That's fine, but we got to keep the clock moving.
Tripto with a snap. Vanderwerf, tuck and go. Gets 5-6 yards past that line of scrimmage.
I think let's pound the ball here.
First down or touchdown or something.
7 minutes is approaching. And Jesup is just going to take their time.
Yeah, there's no rush for us right now. We're in 4-down territory. Actually, well, I'm going to say we could try a field goal, but with the way the field is, I would probably say we'd probably go for it.
Hand off to Treptow, and actually Treptow to Vanderwerf.
He's going to be close.
And he just keeps hammering.
It's going to be short a little bit. I thought the spot where...
Yeah, they're not being too generous on the spot.
No, I mean, it looked like forward momentum went a little bit farther than that. So that's going to bring out 4th and about 4. Big down here. If we can pick this up.
We look to Vanderwerf again downfield.
I would. Otherwise, you've got Kale Schischel right in the slot, right wide open. If he just turns around, he's going to get the ball. We got a...
Didn't quite have the catch, had tight coverage, but a flag thrown in that.
Thinking of that play right there, I think Kale, I know he's probably got the pre-snap.
So we had...
we got called for... Well,
he
made the wrong hand.
I think it was double penalties, actually, is what it looked like.
Then it'd be offsetting, though. Then we would get the ball back.
6:06 to go as Jesup will go back on defense.
I think he made the defense. He called holding, but he pointed towards the defense as holding on us. Right? No, why are they backing the ball up? The ball should go back to the line back there. So, yeah, it goes
Coach
back.
McMartin is...
Yeah, that's what Coach Sullivan's saying right now.
questions and bringing the white hat to make some corrections. Let's pass these guys bedtime anyway, too, I imagine, right? Give them some credit.
Give some credit,
or a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah, when they made the right call afterwards.
They got to drive home, too.
They do.
Approaching 6 minutes. They're going to try and keep hammering on the ground, and
that's a play we'll live with that. They get right to no gain. Clock runs. They're in no hurry. They have 2 timeouts left. They're probably going to hold their timeouts for a while until they have to. The last 2 pass attempts we've picked off. So they're probably a little hesitant about throwing the ball. But the clock's going to go up against them. They're going to have to probably make that decision about running game hasn't been there since probably the first drive they had.
Carson Davis with that snap. And hand off to Gonzalez as he tries to work around that far end, still on his feet, going lateral.
He's going lateral. He ran a lot, but he just went basically to the side. Didn't he got about 3 yards, 2?
Yeah, I think they'll give him 2 on that.
Give him 2 on that.
3 and 8.
Yeah. Big 3rd down for the Jayhawks.
5-minute mark.
Here. Yeah, we get a stop here, and then we got to make them. They got to make a decision if they go for it or they try to punt.
3 split near side, 1 on the far, and
no catch. Oh, he's going to say catch.
He did catch it. I don't know if he had trapped it in there, but he had pressure on that sideline, got him out, and we've got a Jayhawk player down. So training staff will run out there. I'm trying to get a sense of who that is. I think we're cramping up a little bit on that side.
Could be. Can't tell on that who it is on that side. Is it the Shooty?
It might be. It's not Treptow, is it?
No, there's 14 coming this way.
Could be. It was a team number. Might be Shooty out there. Unless Shooty, you see 18 out there somewhere.
I didn't see that might be who's on the ground right now. Looks like he's got his leg up in the air. Looks may have a cramp.
Jesup up 8-0. Able to earn safety in the second quarter. And then with 8:13 to go in here this game, Jesup with the pass play from Treptow to Wyatt Vanderwerf. 18 yards into the end zone. The extra point from Vanderwerf was no good. So William Schutte.
I'm guessing the way he's walking off, it probably was a cramp. Probably got his calf stretched out a little bit there. So Schutte hopefully be able to come right back.
So make a quick substitution as they will as they'll put Paxton McCone in on that corner far side. I think is who they threw in there quickly. Number 2. Snap. West Marshall again. Looking to throw, has some time, and there was definitely holding in there. Ball's up in the air, and you can almost say a little bit of offensive pass interference on that end, too.
Yeah, Pax, turned to the ball. West Marshall did a nice job. He kind of pushed, but if Pax maybe a little bit taller, maybe got the ball a little bit better. But, that's a hold on West Marshall back there. I think 56, Sadler was back there looking to sack the quarterback, getting his hands on him, and got the hold call against him.
4:27 remains. Here in Jesup tonight, it's a late one.
So it's going to bring up 10 yards behind the sticks, so let's bring out 1st and 20.
This is why the Pac-12 broke up, is all these late games.
Exactly. This is where, you get on ESPN2, you get to watch Boise State versus Fresno State.
Davis almost gets snug up behind the line of scrimmage. He's got some openings, but we're going to see some pressure come in as he crosses midfield and sees Dawson Bell.
Right there, too many Jayhawk defenders were trying to get the ball, just tackle him back there. He's kind of carrying a little high. Let's get the tackle. We want to make sure we want to secure the tackle and get him down to the ground. If he does put the ball up in the air, then you want to punch it out. But till then, you want to make sure you secure the tackle. Ooh.
Davis just kind of up in the air.
I think we're going to get I think we're going to get roughing the quarterback. Yep. He's got to give him a step. Yeah, and that's a 1st down.
Clock will stop. That will move the ball to the advantage of West Marshall. Give them that 1st down.
Yeah, it's a personal foul, basically. Give him the 1st down right on the 46.
This is the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. We've got 125 people tuned in across the platform.
Let's get a stop.
Or at least logins anyway.
They might be asleep.
They just fell asleep with it on.
Yeah.
You can't fall asleep in a game like this.
Nice play. That's going to be about right at the line again. Yeah, it's going to actually be behind this. Well,
yeah, they'll maybe a half-yard loss on that.
Yeah, it looks like pretty close.
Spot that. Jesup doesn't mind seeing that clock move.
No, I mean, if we can keep them here on this side of the field, we'll be all right. We can't have those penalties giving up a 1st down and a 3rd down.
Preston Reese here to the near side. Carson Davis gets that snap. Fake to Gonzalez and out of the reach of Josh Pinnock.
That's not a bad play call on West Marshall. We're coming with the blitz up the middle. That's kind of putting pressure out on the flats. If he catches that ball cleanly, he's got 1 or 2 guys just to beat. We've got to make sure that we get that covered. Outside linebackers, if that middle blitz is going through there, that's your responsibility to make sure on that pass, that's you.
3 minutes. 3 minutes remains. 3rd down and 10. They continue to do.
Yeah, they come in the line, they get to the set, and then they're calling the plays off the hand signals. This is where earlier it's kind of confused them and caused some penalties on their part. He's looking to throw. He's got some time. We need to get back. He's going right down the middle of the field. And that
right in the hands of the receiver for West Marshall. That would be Holden Sims on the catch, the junior. And that puts him into Jesup territory. First down and a 10 as we're under 250 right now. And an 8-0 lead is not a comfortable lead.
That was too much time for their quarterback to throw the ball. He had a good almost 10 seconds back there. We've got to get back there and not have that much time back there.
Look at the blitz.
Guard on their end, kind of on the. You could tell on the bobble and the exchange on the snap.
Yeah.
He just kind of misplaced it, so I think he went to snap the ball and he just couldn't get it clean.
Yeah, Bucknell was just waiting to climb in there, and that maybe threw him off a little bit, seeing that blue coming through.
Well, that's going to put him back behind the sticks. This will be 1st and 15. Clock goes on the snap, so right there, so they start winding it up. We got trips to the left.
Gonzalez will flank to the left side. Try and hold block, get a chance to throw that ball.
He's got a guy.
Receiver gets loose and out of reach as Treptow would have been there to stop him.
Schuette's going to have to do a little bit better job of staying with him to kind of give him too much of a cushion right there. He's got to make sure he kind of gets to his hip and stays on the inside hip of him. He's kind of giving him a little too much there. We've got to run with him a little bit better.
2nd and long.
But then again, we've got to get a little bit more pressure. We can't give him that much time to get that ball down the field like that. See if the front line can get back there and put some pressure on the quarterback. Because right now, they have to be throwing the ball pretty much every – Ooh, that was close again.
Pushed it there, didn't they?
Yeah. All that ball's up there.
Lob up, and that's going to go out, and Chang Gang doesn't get it either.
Yeah, that was close. Another false start on them. Looked like the right tackle kind of got out of the stance a little bit slow.
3rd and long.
So we're the front line. You got the front 4. We got to get back there.
Cole Resnick.
Get a sack here.
Preston Youngblood on that front side.
That would probably cause him to call a timeout.
Sebeka, 3 up front. Let's look at those linebackers. Where are they going?
He's looking there.
Trying to scrap in, and good coverage on the offensive line for West Marshall. Wide open. Gonzalez is going to get thrown out towards the track.
Yeah.
Had the time.
He did. He had the time. I mean, we're getting back there. Skyler did a nice job. He kind of got back there, but learned from his last time. He stayed off him. It didn't hit him, but we're going to have 4th down. So this is a big stop for the Jayhawks. They can hold him here. West Marshall's got some timeouts, and I think right now Coach Jacob, McMartin's telling him he's going to bring out Sullivan about the defensive ball. Keep him in front. You can give up a little bit, but you don't need to don't give them all. Keep the guys in front of you. Do not give up this 1st down on, 4th and 15.
2:05 to go in the game. Both teams now with 2 timeouts remaining. And,
the one thing.
It's not over yet.
No, it's not over. And the one thing you're probably telling right now the defensive backs is you don't tip the ball up in the air. That ball's in the air instead of. Right now, you don't really need to intercept the football. All you do is need to knock it down on the ground because you're going to get the ball pretty much right where we're at. With pretty good field position. You just don't want that tip up in the air, them to catch the ball and go in for it. So right now you're looking at balls in the air, you want just knock it down. They're asking for a clean ball. 61, the center, was like touching it or whatever. I think they're going to. So they're asking for because they know it's a pass play. They may try to do a hard count, try to get that 5 yards back to make it a little bit 4th and 10.
We've seen this setup before from West Marshall.
Yeah. Ooh, a little high snap. He's looking to throw.
He's getting time. There's Preston Youngblood, a little pressure.
He's got to stay with him. He's got to get back to his feet.
Way up in the air.
Knock it down.
Almost coming in.
See, that's the other play right there. You kind of put it in there. You want to just knock it down.
Right there, winging in.
Yeah.
I don't even have. I don't even know who that was that came diving in trying to get that on the second touch. So Jesup eliminates an opportunity for West Marshall to get to that end zone, if not at least get past that first down. But strong effort by that backfield for Jesup on that coverage.
So this is where we're going to run the ball, and they're going to probably, well, they've got 2 timeouts left, so they're going to probably.
Why are you going in there?
See if he clocks. Yep, called the timeout.
Timeout West Marshall. They'll regroup down there, and I got to think they're saying go after that ball.
You got to go after the ball. I mean, pretty much if we get a first down, game's not quite over. They've got 1 timeout left. Run the play here. They're going to probably have to call, unless they get, well, I think they're going to have to call a timeout anyway. But they'll have to call a timeout, or they said we can't go. We'll go for the ball right away. You got to try to punch the ball out. So, you try to, you're going for that tackle. You're not trying to punch the kid, but you're trying to punch the ball out. So you're trying to punch either up or down that ball to try to knock it out.
Rain has stopped, and it's been that way for a while. Wind is dead.
It's beautiful out right now. This is good weather for a football game.
Yeah, it's not Saturday just yet.
About 4 more minutes. We've called the football game. We've gone past midnight.
Not the first time. Did it back in 2017.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Let's pick up some yard. We need to pick up. You gotta get positive yardage here.
More near side. Chisel on the far. Vanderwerf going to get that, and he's just going to keep trucking forward about 7 yards.
Yes.
Clock keeps rolling.
See if he calls the timeout. His lost timeout.
Timeout wanted by West Marshall. That will be
their last one. So right here, I think, Coach McMartin, you're going to want to run the ball. Even if you don't pick up the first down, you're going to have the run down, so you're going to be able to run the clock down to at least less than probably a minute or so before you'd actually probably have to punt the ball. And then you could even take maybe the penalty. You back up 5 yards because you were right where we're at. Wouldn't be the worst thing to do to eat up a little bit more clock, but best scenario here is pick up a first down. And that way, if we pick up a first down here, they don't have any timeouts left. Pretty much the game would be wrapped up and we win. Big play for the Jayhawks.
96 seconds remain. Key third down. Tice Larson here on the near side, along with Bucknell.
I don't think we got set. I think, either
Actually,
here. I can't tell on our side here who. I think it was. Don't get a number, but I can't tell if it was. I think it was somebody on this right-hand side.
Might have been Shizzle. Kind of
could have been.
Kind of jumped back. Kind of thought as he was he kind of reacted like it was him.
Yeah.
Maybe didn't check his footing as he stepped up with the officials. So that moves it back. 3rd down and 7.
So this puts us maybe try to run the ball.
If we can keep him on his feet, he's going to get past that 40-yard line. Clock will continue to move, and you're going to draw it out here a little bit. But, you're going to have to be very, very on point on defense if this goes back to West Marshall.
Yeah, I mean, Coach might take – I think he may try to see how much time he can run down, how much time's left before he's got to maybe call a timeout. He's probably asking about
Yeah, how much time they have left. I think he is going to pull that one. He's got 2 timeouts left.
He's got 2 timeouts
Jesup
left.
does.
So he can probably get down to right before the second, before it is. Calls the timeout, talk to the defense or the offense here, come up with their strategy, what they want to do on this play with 49 seconds left.
Making some substitutions, making some changes. As you're bringing some key players back in there that you had on that previous 3rd down attempt.
We're going to pretty sure we're going to punt. The one thing you want to tell your gunners when you're outside, nobody gets outside you. You keep everything to the inside. You do not want to give outside contain on a punt on the right here. You keep them in the inside, turn them to the inside of the field. You can let them, you can want them run a clear across laterally across the field. Even if they pick up a couple yards, that's fine, but you cannot let them get outside your shoulders and outside to contain. You got to keep them inside the middle of the field. Honestly, if Ryan could, try to kick the ball. You don't want to try to kick it into the middle of the field, but it wouldn't be the worst thing, too. You want to try, especially the way we were at in the right hash, try to kick the ball more in the right, right corner of the end zone.
Dawson Bell into long snap to Treptow, and you really got to watch number 5 out there.
Yeah. So
Preston Reese.
Got to make sure you get the snap back there. Oh, he came across first. Yeah, 14 came across, so that should give us 5 yards. He came across first. That's going to be, so that's going to be a first down.
Back on offense.
That should be a first down because it was 4th and 5. That's a first down. So this is now it's victory formation.
Yep. So that is it.
It's amazing how a game can come down to one little play like that. You see it happen all the time. One false, offsides right there on a little bit of a hard count, and you get them a call, and Jayhawks get a win. And it is past midnight, so technically we got to win on a Saturday. Ryan's just right there, take a knee, and that's going to one more snap.
Yeah, going to need one more.
Going to need one more.
Take that down about another 20 seconds, and Jesup will go to 2 and 3 on the 2023 campaign. That sounds good. 2 and 3 and 23 so far. Let's see where we can go with this as we have passed the halfway point in regular season. And that's it.
A ball game.
There's a victory.
Hey, I'm glad we got the game in tonight because you know what? Get a victory on a Friday night, Saturday morning, however you want to look at it. Hard-fought game. Defense didn't give up a score. We had probably too many penalties on our end. We'd like to clean those things up, but you get the win and you get the W and you get to celebrate this week. Yeah,
they pulled off the win, and West Marshall, they've got some things to work on, and penalties both sides. That really was an equalizer, if you want to say that, where things could have really went a different way. A stretch for both either team, but West Marshall more so.
Yeah, more so. The last play there when the 4th and 5 and they jumped off sides. They had a couple of bad holding calls. We had a couple bad penalties too. But West Marshall, they look back at the film, they're going to say, we kind of shut ourselves in the foot.
So Jesup again got a safety in the second quarter. Vanderwerf with an 18-yard pass play from Treptow and the 8:13 mark in the fourth quarter. Extra point was no good, and that's our final. 8-0 is our score from Jesup tonight. Jason, any final words before we close out?
Hey, well, it's homecoming coming up, so you go into homecoming, that week of preparation with a W, and hopefully get another one on Friday.
This is the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Thanks for joining us along on our YouTube channel as well as on Facebook. Our next broadcast will be coming up with our volleyball stream on Tuesday night, and then back here with Union. I think it's Wapsie Valley Volleyball on Tuesday night.
Yep, I believe so too.
But Union will travel up here for football on Friday with homecoming. We invite you to follow us again on our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. For Jason Pilcher and our crew of Anthony Baugh, who is our on-site producer and camera operator, Eric Clark, I'm Nate Kleberg from the Lorient Sabres press box here in Jesup. Final score, Jesup beats West Marshall 8-0. You can watch this game again. Fast forward through the rain delay, and you get a chance to watch it again there on YouTube or on Facebook Live. You can also check out other videos and games from previous years. This is the J-Hawks Sports Network, Parla Technology, music courtesy of bensound.com. Thanks for sticking with us. Go J-Hawks and stay dry.